Hello and welcome to Enchanted Babes, the show with D&D under the sea. I am NerdKicks, your DM, and I am joined as always by Ashta, Alex, and Sun. So this week, who wants to try to recap what happened last time?
Oh, that's right.
So, we were down in a whole bunch of tunnels last time.
And there were
Trying to figure out
jellyfish
where-
that hurt.
And worms with teeth.
And we found a statue to Didea that moved when Elomi touched it. And revealed another set
But
of
it
tunnels.
wasn't a gargoyle.
No. Leo is disappointed they couldn't add any more gargoyle flesh to their collection.
Then
they
we
could have had statue flesh.
we discovered an abandoned mine shaft type thing. Assuming that the members of Didea, back a few centuries ago were trying to mount an assault on the Temple of Galathea.
Because of the
And
journal.
we crushed those. Yes, and we crushed those worm eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
And you took the journal back to Deacon Mech, who
Yes.
was able to translate some of it to say that it looked like they were had been planning an invasion, and the journal was dated around 150 years ago. And I think you had decided to go take a long rest so that you could level up to level 5.
Level up, level up.
Yes.
Hey.
Yay! So, are you sleeping in the same place in the temple? Are you seeking accommodations elsewhere?
Sleeping in the temple again.
Temple seems fine.
Yeah.
Why pay for a room?
Considering we got ripped off last time. So,
Yeah.
All right. So is Leo sleeping in a bed or in the stables with Gideon again?
I think Gideon has acclimatized to the new surroundings, so I will happily leave him in the stables and I will go find a bed.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right. So you awaken in the morning, well rested and feeling more powerful. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get out of bed and punch the air a few times and see how quickly I can do it.
It feels like you can punch faster.
Ooh,
Oh man.
Nice.
can't wait to test that out.
Thauma doesn't wake up feeling super duper refreshed. I mean, all healed and leveled up, but still just a little off.
Mm.
How does that present itself? What does that look like?
I'm taking a look. I rolled a 4, and I don't remember what that was on the D6 scale.
Okay.
And my computer's moving really slow.
Oh no. But also, how might that present itself? What might your companions notice?
And I want to see what the symptom is first.
Okay.
That will determine.
See if I can find it on my computer. Do I have it saved? I thought I had it
Okay,
saved.
it's a disadvantage on ability checks today.
Okay.
So you guys just, when we all gather for where we go to breakfast, Thauma's just more sluggish than usual. If they were walking on land, they'd kind of just be stumbling a tiny bit. That's just kind of off kilter, not fully. Kind of hungover, slow, sleepwalking.
Mhm.
Just not quite as awake as you would assume after a full night of rest.
Okay. Where are you heading for breakfast?
Probably to like the little was it like a little outdoor gazebo area where they had like a continental shelf style breakfast.
Yes.
I forgot it was called that.
Which is definitely one of my favorites so far is the continental shelf breakfast.
It's a really good one.
Oh, have we written into the kelp yet and told them about the snail shell experience?
Not that I know of.
Leo's going to start crafting a review.
Wonderful. So you head up to the continental shelf breakfast gazebo, and there's the same people are setting up hanging baskets of food, and there's plates, very varied different types of food, and there's a little sign that I believe it says take any 2 items. Excuse me.
So yeah, Leo takes 2 and then takes out like a piece of paper kelp paper equivalent, and begins crafting and crossing things out, and then going, no, that's too mean, that wasn't accurate, and just trying to get it right.
Oh, poor sweet Leo. Okay. Elomi's probably gonna go for some shrimps and a bagel. Make like a little breakfast sandwich.
Nice.
Thauma just ends up kind of like bypassing it all and just like flumps down at whatever seating we're at and just is a blob, basically.
A blobfish?
A blobfish.
if you're sitting next to Leo will sort of like lean in a little bit so that you can use them as like a prop to stay up.
And Thauma just like rests their head on Leo's shoulder and is like, you gotta be awake yet.
No, it's only breakfast time. You can snooze if you want.
So you see a couple other people milling about. You see one gentleman reading what like a newspaper type scroll thing that says kelp reviews on the front.
I'm gonna go, sorry to like trouble you, kid, but can I read that after you're done?
Oh yes, I'm almost finished anyway.
Oh, awesome.
About 5 or 10 minutes later, he hands it over to you and heads out.
Yoink. I'm gonna like look down the scroll and I'm looking for the snail shell to see if it's on there.
You don't see any mention of the snail shell. You do see at the bottom it says, there's a little bit that says, in order to submit any reviews, send them to Pelagic Publications. And there's an address.
Is the address the snail shell?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Amazing. It is in the Spiral Market though.
It is in the Spiral Market. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna sort of like try and get like
a way to put like an information broker place.
I'm just gonna sort of like scan down them and have a look at like the way people phrase things and try and like use it as a bit of a template for my review of the snail shell, because I don't want to be mean, but I want to be honest.
Make an intelligence check.
That is a 14.
I love this so much.
There's a whole subquest about submitting a kelp review.
You know what? I'm down for it.
With a 14, you manage to kind of get your thoughts in a logical order and it's a very stern review about the business practices of the snail shell.
All right. So I've like drawn on like my experience growing up in a pub and like all of this sort of stuff, and yeah, so it's firm. And I will fold up the review. I'll leave the kelp paper on the table for someone else to read next time. Whoever else is coming through, and I'll fold up the review and just quickly scribble on the front of it the address so that I can post it. We'll take it there soon.
All right. Beautiful.
So you want to go take it there today? Tauma's head does not lift up.
We can do. Are you up to walking? You seem quite tired.
I'm tired, but I can walk.
Or swim.
I don't want to swim. Yeah.
Based on how difficult it was for me to get Gideon last time, I think it would be better if I stayed here.
That is a problem. You can like
I don't want you getting
you use like
picked
Well,
up.
I mean,
paints and stuff to change your appearance. Do you have any sort of like magical ways to change your appearance more dramatically?
I mean, I'm working on a transformation style thing where I use dancing lights and prestidigitation so that it looks like a transformation sequence. Like my outfit changes and it's like all sparkly. I don't really know how to practically apply that to real life, but like for the stage, yeah. I mean, it doesn't change my scales or anything. It just
So kind of like a
It's a cool
Sailor
effect.
Mer type thing.
Magical girl sequence.
Oh my god, you watch Sailor Moon?
Magical Mer
Of course.
I'm
It's the best
Except
traveling puppet show
Okay,
in
anyway.
all of the seas.
I started this by allowing kelp to be a thing. This is on me. I recognize this. This is on me.
Less than 15 minutes and we've broken the DM.
That's got to be a record.
Also, if you hear this high-pitched
Great.
beeping, I apologize. One of the fire alarms is running low on batteries.
I hate it when they do that. Anyway,
Unplug it.
so I have a review to submit at some point, preferably today, but I believe we need to go and get some, and I sort of like lean in and take Tauma's head with me. So we need to get some information. Because so far we don't really know how we're gonna visit a friend to journey back home with them.
I have a wild idea, but this would require several things to work. So, I was reading up on a new spell, and it allows one to appear as if they were dead. I thought it would be helpful to get the audience involved in some shows eventually, but you know, times are what they are. We might be able to use it for something else, though. Say if we go to the Temple of Daidea, they'll definitely allow us to do community service preaching. Not really a practice that I enjoy endorsing too much, but because it's just a way to complain at people that are stuck there and have nothing else to do. But we could dress up as priests and be able to get in that way and say, oh, this friend of ours needs extra prayer time, and then we use the spell, and then we escort their body out.
That's a really good idea.
It does require the fact that the Temple of Daidea is not involved in whatever the hell power struggle is going on right now. I only have one robe at the moment.
Well, once a day I can make myself look like anyone, so
Does that include your clothes?
that is a good question. I think it does, because it's technically disguise self.
Right.
Yeah,
That'll work then.
Include your clothes.
Yeah. I can do that for 3 hours a
Yes,
day.
including clothing or armor. I can do it for an hour.
All right.
There's also someone that might have more information. His name is Garen. He is at the orphanage with us. And Hydra said that he wasn't on the list of people who got arrested.
Garen. So you think he's in the city?
Probably not very out in the open. Depending on his role in the others getting arrested.
Do we have any leads on where he is?
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. I don't have anything. Did I just say where I might be able to find him?
I don't think that came up. I don't think that came up.
Okay.
Because then we're just replacing one mystery with another. Well, one
And
quest
if
with another.
Garen hasn't been arrested, there might not be useful information to get into the prison in general, especially if Garen's been in hiding.
I think he's probably more in hiding the way Hydrus is. He probably turned them in.
Oh, that...
What if we found out where the guards of the prison usually like to hang out? Like if there's a bar or something, and then we can go and be a bit chummy, maybe get a little bit of information.
There is the watch market. There's a market just south of where the watch is. It's on the other side of town.
I shall put a map on the screen.
Yay, map.
This map includes the watch market. But it is there.
Trust me, it's there.
I'd be worried about being around a lot of guards in case they can see through.
Yeah, that's fair as well. It was just a thought. I mean, I could try talking to people, but historically that hasn't always gone well.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like the idea of reaching any sort of anything or pretending to, Elomi's idea of seeing if we could somehow work as volunteers for Daidea. But would that get you possibly in trouble, Elomi?
I mean, they're already in a lot of trouble. I don't know. I mean, is there levels to this? Like, are you at max trouble, or is there like a below max trouble?
My kind of trouble where you'll
There
end
aren't
up
Low max.
in prison?
Well, I don't know if they go that far, but they do have the Imperial Guard looking for me, so that can't be good. I think I'm in as much trouble as I can be in, all things considered. So what's abusing my status as a priest in order to get into a jail?
I like the sound of that.
So, in your priestly experience, so you said that we could, like, go out and, like, help people with prayers and stuff. Does that normally extend into institutions like prisons?
Usually it's seen as kind of a, I don't know how I could put this kindly, a disciplinary action for priests that don't always follow orders. It's seen as like a dirty duty.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, I just realized how that sounded.
I really tried not to laugh. It's a dirty duty.
I pay my taxes. I can laugh at dirty duty all I want.
Oh man, beautiful.
So you're like the ones that get flushed. All right.
Yeah.
Flushed away.
Of course, that's seen from the inside temple's perspective. The guards probably just see it as, oh, they're being merciful, yada yada, you know, that general sort of makes me feel ill kind of sentiment.
Did we use your being in trouble with them as a way to get you placed there?
That is another idea.
Would that be
Especially if
like
they can't communicate quickly between...
atonement? Go in and say that that would be your atonement for leaving?
Mm-hmm. I guess that I'd either have to go to in disguise, or I'd have to ask the elder priestess about if it was them looking for me. If it was anyone else, I'm afraid it might be for political reasons, and that even if I say it's for essentially community service, they're going to just put me in one of the cells.
Yeah, I think it might be safer to try and disguise you and just go in as a bunch of random priests.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it helps at all, it should be fine, since we usually dump that work on newbies and those who need disciplinary action.
Okay. So what do we need to know in order to do this? Do we just need to know what it looks like? I mean, I can try to keep my mouth shut, because I know that that often gets us into trouble.
Silence.
Oh, did the priest take oath of silence?
Yeah. Nope.
No, not typically. But it's okay if you're not appearing pleased about the situation. It's not a general situation that most priests feel pleased doing.
All right, I will try and change my ordinarily chipper demeanor into something a little more grumpy and upset.
Your best bet is to either look like a newbie or look like someone who's stirred up trouble at the temple.
I think I'm probably better looking like a newbie, honestly.
I think so too.
All right, well, is that the whole plan? Do we just, like, get changed into our costumes and head off, or...?
Did you want to drop off that kelp review first, or do you want to do
yeah,
that when we get home?
Yeah.
No, totally, let's do that.
I have to keep this subplot alive if it kills me.
Yeah. No, we need to get that. We need to get that.
It's called an undercurrent, Alex.
That's fucking amazing. It's not a B plot, it's an undercurrent. Love it.
Alright, so we are gonna go to... Presumably the prison is in the watch?
Is that on the map? Yeah, I think it's part of the watch.
Should we tell maybe the Deacon or Kaz that we're gonna leave for a little in case they need us for anything? Just in case,
Yes.
the worms come back.
Mhm.
So go find Kaz and let her know. At
Okay.
least that we'll be leaving for a bit, but we'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
And Elomi's going to be taking their time, being very meticulous about their makeup. And probably since this is a deep job, they're going to dye their hair a different color, which would be let's go with the brown hair.
Okay, roll for your disguise kit.
That was a 19. I don't know. It's been so long. Do I add anything to that?
Yeah.
Dexterity
you
and
need to have this in your
usually.
character sheet. Yeah, I think it's dexterity and proficiency.
Oh, then I think that's 19
Which,
plus.
did your proficiencies go up to 3 at level 5?
I believe they did, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whatever your dex is, plus 3.
24.
24.
That's the roll we needed on, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, my stealth is plus 11.
Oh, goodness. All right, so disguise kit 24. Beautiful.
Elomi, would you be able to do makeup for me too? So I can only do my spell for a limited amount of time.
Oh, don't worry. The feign death spell, that's gonna only last for an hour. So if you're
Can you do my makeup? Can you do my makeup?
Oh,
And make me look different so I don't have to use one of those quite yet?
Yeah. Let's give it a try. That wasn't a good roll. Is there enough time to do another try?
Nope.
Damn it, that was a 9.
Yeep.
With your total. All right. So before that, you when you go down to say goodbye to Kaz, Kaz is gonna ask you, well, where are you going?
Oh, we're gonna go meet a friend.
Someone who will probably need shelter when we return with them.
Oh, are you going to be safe?
Probably not.
Safe
Past
as we can
experience
be
says no, but we'll try.
Okay, hold on. And she kind of goes to the closet where Hydrus is hanging out and digs through some stuff and brings out a small satchel and hands it to you.
I open the satchel.
Take this. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous to go along. Take this.
2 potions in it.
Oh, thank you. These are not the easiest to come by.
No, but I was saving them for a time I needed them, and I think you need them.
All right. Well,
probably should have taken them down with me when we went down there. But here you go.
All right. Well, I can heal myself. Technically. Elomi, did you want one of these potions? Or Thauma?
I would love to take these potions with us.
I think we should divvy them up now. I mean, technically, maybe I should hold on to one because I'm really speedy so I could, get over to someone and push them.
You tend to need them more.
Yeah.
So you should definitely hold on to one, Leo.
Okay, I will hold on to one potion of healing. And maybe Thauma, maybe you should take the other. Because you seem a little under the weather today.
Let me should have it. Healing potion won't really do anything about it.
No, I didn't mean for that. I just meant if we get into a bit of a scrape and you don't have any healing spells, and might be helpful.
I don't get hit as much as you guys do, so.
Alright, well, I'll be watching you, and if you need it more than me, I will be right over to you. Okay, so I'm taking 1 potion of healing, and I think, Elomi, you're taking the other.
Yes.
And it's just a regular potion of healing, isn't it?
Okay.
Amber.
Yes. Right as you're on your way out the door, Thauma, you feel someone grab you, and Hydrus gives you a really quick hug before kind of like darting back.
Thauma doesn't have a chance to say anything, but they reach into their bag and they hand the bag of gold to Kaz and say, "If I don't come back, give this back to Hydrus."
Okay. She takes it and she puts it under the mattress of the bed. Is it the full bag of gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elomi, the priests of Diadea, they don't happen to, like, buy their robes from, like, an outlet store or anything that we could just, like, go to and pick up?
Do they, to my knowledge?
Robes are us.
They make them in the temple.
Yeah, I figured. No, these are usually hand woven.
That makes sense, I guess. Oh well. I was just like, maybe we could have like an extra layer of reality in case they've got some sort of protections against magic and stuff in there. But oh well. Do we need anything else?
I don't think so. Hopefully, since this is a prison, they'll be more concerned with people leaving than people entering. So I don't think that you should be too much in harm's way with the magic.
All right. Well, I'm ready when you are. I'll change my form when we get a little bit closer so I get the maximum amount of time out of it.
Oh, and I mentioned this to Thauma, but I'll say it again. Feign death is only going to last for 1 hour. After I cast it, we have to get out within that hour.
Alright, so is our plan to let Elomi, you're pretty good at talking to people. I like to talk to people, but those are 2 different skills.
Very wise, yes.
So we'll let you do the talking, and then if things start to go south, is our plan just to, like, fight our way out? That seems...
South, get out how you can.
If that happens, and if there isn't an alternate exit that we can run down, I'll create a distraction so that you can continue on, and I'll dispel feign death so that Cael won't be caught unawares.
Okay.
Because when I cast that spell, no one will be able to perceive life either sensorily or magic.
Okay. Well, this seems like our best bet, honestly. Well, prison break?
Prison break.
Prison break.
Okay.
Point of order. You have to dismiss the spell.
Huh?
Just so.
Sorry, you cut out there, Amber.
Feign death, you have to touch the target to dismiss the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? Okay, yeah. Just letting you know that it is a spell.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go drop off this review. So I go to the address posted on the...
Real quick, before we leave the temple, does Thauma know that lesser restoration is a thing and helps them feel better?
Make an Arcana check.
I'm gonna go turn on my top
21.
light.
21. Yeah, you know lesser restoration?
I don't know it. No. But
Okay.
I figure we're in a
Yeah,
temple.
you
There's people who do healing magic in temples.
you are aware that there is a spell. People have used it on you before, not often, but it is something that's been used on you before. And it will make you feel better for the day.
Before we leave, can I see if I can find somebody who can do that so that I can be... Because Thauma does not want to fuck this up. And they know the way they are feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, I can actually...
Are you just gonna, like...
I was just gonna see if there's a... Ask maybe Kaz if there's a cleric around who... A priest who would be able to perform that for me, just because I'm not feeling well.
Yeah. Kaz will tell you about an area up in the first level where you can find the clerics who might be able to help you.
All right.
Elomi actually
Alex,
knows
what were you gonna say?
Elomi knows lesser restoration if that...
But do we want you to
but
burn
I don't know
through
if
that
Thauma would...
spell slot as well?
Well, I do have 3 level 2 spell slots now. So
We don't know
So
what's
not
going to
a whole
happen
lot.
in there. So
yeah.
after
Yeah,
that
that's why I
conversation-
wanted to see if there was somebody here.
Let's
I
find
could.
somebody here who's not about to walk into the proverbial jaws of the Leviathan.
Yeah, you can. It's easy to find. There's some clerics who are like sort of studying, praying, and there is kind of like a hospital, like an infirmary kind of area, as well, that has some people sort of milling about in it.
I flag down someone who looks like a healer.
Okay. You find someone, and she says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yeah, g'day. My friend here is feeling a bit under the weather, and I think you've got like a sort of like a, what was it? Lesser refrigeration that can help?
It's a restoration.
Restoration.
We did a lot of fighting yesterday. The worms that came up through the ground, and I kind of did too much, and
They overextended
course.
themselves.
You were the ones who went down. Of course, come here. I'm pretty sure it's touch, so I'm gonna say it's touch. So she takes your hand and she holds it and she sort of like murmurs to herself, and you feel better. Like a sort of dark purple light energy kind of emanates from her fingers, and it makes your hands feel really warm, and your muscles feel a lot less stiff and achy, and you just feel a lot better.
thank you so much.
Of course. Be safe. All right, where are we headed?
Kelp reviews.
Pelagic Publications.
Yes, Pelagic Publications is where we're heading.
Alrighty, so it is in the Spiral Market. It takes you a little bit to find it, but because it's a spiral, it's not a grid system for the streets. So you do find it. It's sort of a tall, like 3-story stone building with a big flashy sign that says Pelagic Publications.
Is there like a Dropbox or something,
And
or do I need to go in?
I was about to say there's a Dropbox actually.
All right, I'm just
There's
gonna.
a little like a Dropbox for, like, it says for kelp reviews and other inquiries.
Well, I assume it takes like ink and kelp paper and stuff to publish this sort of stuff. So I'm actually going to tape a silver to, or like tie up a silver to the review and then drop it into the box.
Bribe them to publish it.
That's not Leo's intention, but that's probably how it's going to come across.
Elomi's just gonna give Leo a little side eye.
What? It probably
All right.
costs them like ink and stuff to publish. I figured I would like,
You know what?
pay for.
Your heart's in the right place, Leo. It's fine. We have bigger fish to... I don't know. What do you do with fish?
Swim.
Bigger fish to outswim?
Incidentally, after you drop your review in the Dropbox, you see a sign that says graciously sponsored by, and a list of businesses.
No.
And they'll show his own list.
I narrow my eyes at that and say, I feel like this is not the main objective right now, but...
So what I'm hearing is that we need to start
Forget the
our own
jailbreak.
review.
Let's take down the media.
We're gonna start the Fishelin stars. So I've been sitting on that one for the last hour.
No.
Yes.
Oh, kudos.
With Gordon Clancy?
Fuck. This is so much better than anything you could be doing.
And once a restaurant has them, we can give them our seal of approval.
Ah!
Yes.
Ah!
And the
I'm just gonna like
over. I just want to refill of all the fish puns.
Like in 100% serious, I think we should talk to Winifred about starting that, have it more wide-reaching.
Yeah, this seems like it's a bit of a rort, to be honest. Like, if any restaurant or business can just, like, sponsor pelagic publications and then they don't publish anything negative about them, that smells a bit sus to me.
It smells
Does it smell fishy?
See, I was avoiding that.
Alrighty, so you have successfully dropped your review and 1 silver in the Dropbox.
Alright. Oh.
Where would you like to head now?
Oh my god. Okay.
Are we doing this?
Yeah. I guess we'll go to the Temple of Daedea.
Yeah,
Start there.
Do we need to go to the Temple of Daedea?
We should at least pass by from that direction so that they can assume that we're walking from the temple to the watch. Yeah.
I'm with you. Alright. So yeah, we'll go up to the north and around.
Did they send their laundry out? Did they send their laundry out?
I wonder... I think that they'd probably just do it in-house, but that's just my assumption.
So Elomi, you're aware that laundry duties are part of being in the temple. And you in the temple you wash the temple's laundry as well as laundry from the watch.
Got it. No, usually the priests handle the wash themselves.
Just trying to think of the best way to make it look like we're legit.
Hmm.
So are you heading to the temple or to the watch?
I think we're heading to...
Or are you still deciding, which is totally fine?
I'm just a bit worried that if we get too close to the temple, then that risks Elomi being spotted more by people that know them.
Right.
Considering there's already quite a flurry looking for them already, so I think we should pass by the temple, but just so that it looks like we're approaching from that direction to the watch.
I just worry that our disguises might be seen through. Because there are people who can see through magical illusions.
Neither of your disguises are magical.
Leo's is.
Yeah, and
Leo's will be, but the current
Thauma
disguises
is planning.
are not.
Yeah, Thauma's planning to use disguise self as we get closer.
Okay.
If anything else, I don't know how the disguise clothes works, but you could just keep your hood up and sort of try to cover your face as best you can if you're worried about that.
Does Leo have... Well, I mean, yeah, we can, because we can disguise all of our clothes.
Yeah.
So we can do that. I don't think I've got, like, an extra hood that I can put on just in case disguise self drops. But,
Do new recruits to the temple get their robes right away?
I drew art.
Could we pretend that we just haven't gotten assigned our robes yet? Or, what if, Elomi, since you have the robes, what if Leo and I are, like, shadowing you?
Oh, like I'm guiding around.
To see if we want to join? Which could explain why we're not... Yeah.
I see.
And that could be why we're not in...
That could work.
Robes.
then I wouldn't need to use disguise self for that. Could use it to, like, pretend to be a guard and get in and out. Or get out, if necessary. That could possibly be better, honestly, because I think that would increase our chances of getting out.
And do you have extra symbols of Daedea?
Just the one necklace, but I do
stop
have...
in a store. Do they have, like, jewelry stores that just have a line of the symbols?
Actually reminds me when I went to the Vatican, and every single store lining the streets of Rome up to the Vatican was just tons and tons of rosaries and other votive candles, like all sorts of Christian hullabaloo. It was quite incredible.
Except here it's a rosary. Like fish roe.
Wow. You want to look for a jewelry store?
I guess
it would probably be in the watch market if there were any jewelry pieces with symbols of Daedea.
All right, let's head down there then.
Okay. The watch market is just to the south, right, of the watch?
Yes. That's
Okay,
on
that's what I
the
thought.
map
I
that
see,
you
like,
drew.
the cluster of green buildings to the south of the watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, right there.
All right, let's go then. We head to the watch market.
All right, are you going up north or through the Genbor Gardens?
We would probably go through the Genbor Gardens, I reckon, if we're going to go get jewelry first. What does everyone else reckon?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We could go ahead and start the act while we're at the market. I could be touring around to prospective acolytes, and the first step would be, in order to understand the ultimate goal of becoming a priest, would be to understand the ascension, therefore having a symbol of the idea. So we could go ahead and perform in the watch market, which means that the surrounding guards would already know that there's acolytes in training and a priest looking after them.
That seems like a good plan. Yeah, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Does that change what direction we're going from?
Well, this only means that we can go directly from the watch market to the, what the hell was the person called again?
Fendon.
Did it have a name?
Yeah, Fendon.
Fendon.
London.
All right, let's do this then.
Then we can... Yeah.
All right. So from the Spiral Market, as you head southwest through just rows and rows of houses and buildings, and it goes from slightly run down to sort of nicer as the further south and west you get, and then you approach these like sparkling pearlescent gateway that just says Genbor Gardens in like beautiful like mother of pearl lettering, and it's like a giant park. There are people just kind of wandering. There are these huge sea anemones and some coral, where like most of the forests that you've been in so far have been kelp based. This is coral and anemone based. It feels transplanted. It's like, doesn't feel like it is the native plant. It's kind of like when you see a palm tree in Seattle.
I do get that sudden like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. And there are gardeners tending to it, and there, as you're passing through, it doesn't take very long to get through, but as you're passing through, you see some of the coral start moving slightly, and you notice that it is a person, just a coral based entity who is tending to some of the coral.
That's so cool.
And gardening, and there are people eating lunch and all that. So you make it through to the other side. The other side has matching pearl gates that say Genbor Gardens, and you make it out the other side, and just to your right is you see a small little market area.
Okay.
The buildings here, whereas compared to the Spiral Market, which was very colorful and lively, the buildings here are very drab and feel pretty clinical. There's like a variety of shops, but it's a market run by the military. It's not flashy.
I'm going to see if I can spy anything that looks like it might be jewelry or religious-based merchandise.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Investigation, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 19.
Okay, you find one relatively quickly. There's a sort of like general grocery store right next to a very small shop called Didea's Diadems.
Does Elomi look like they've spotted it? Because if not, I'm just going to tap them on the shoulder and go, next to the grocery store.
Ah, thank you. All right, now it's time to get your first sample of Didea. Are you prepared for your... I'm sorry, the acting. I'm such a bad actor. I hope that you're prepared for a wonderful life of service.
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
I'd like all three of you.
Religious people.
I'd like all three of you to make a performance check.
The Gregorian chanting voice.
I'm trying to decide if Leo's should be at disadvantage for lack of
Shit
religious
roll anyway.
Okay.
I got a natural 20. Can I make up for that?
I got a 16.
So we have
I got an
natural
8.
20. An 8. The natural 20 does help quite a bit.
And also goes, is that not
you're
right?
able to kind of...
Okay.
They're weird a
You're
lot of
able
the
to, like,
times,
discreetly...
but not that weird.
I just thought I'd try to mix it up a bit, you know, be a different... I don't understand. All right.
Beautiful. So you enter this small jewelry shop. There's kind of there's someone there who is wearing just like normal street clothes, but like a fine cap and a symbol of Didea around his neck. And he's reading a book.
He's not a regular priest, he's a cool priest.
I guess it would be more like seeing someone wearing a rosary if they're just running a 7-Eleven.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, my fellow fish in Didea, may we please have 2 necklaces with the symbols of Didea for these prospective acolytes?
Take your pick. He doesn't even look up from his book. It's just like gestures towards a case.
I know, it's just getting into this saccharine acting that's making me die.
If you're not careful, I'll make you roll it with disadvantage.
I mean, it would work on me. I'd just be like, yeah, get what you want and get the fuck out of here. I don't need any Didea freaks in here.
Leo's just going to point to one that probably looks a bit cheaper than the rest. That one, please. Thank you.
He kind of leans over and says, 5 gold.
Done.
Awfully expensive. What's it made out of?
It's okay, we can leave a review on Kelp.
Oh god, are you just gonna become full Karens?
I am going to take Rupert Haddock's
What?
I'm going to take Rupert Haddock's empire down.
Oh, a haddock, like the fish. I got it.
Anyway.
I had to remember what fish were.
Haddock. Okay.
Okay, I give them the gold and I take the necklace.
Amber, what did you say? What did you say?
All of the prices here seem really steep. Did you catch that time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Has Thauma picked one out?
I'm gonna do the same one. Same 5 gold one. Okay. I don't feel like arguing with it.
Perfect. He looks up just long enough to count the money and says, anything else?
No, may Didea be with you. And then Elomi's gonna lead the way out of the shop. Just like, oh, I feel like gagging. Elomi feels like gagging. It's
Bro, you made this
Can-
character.
I know
me.
I did, and I know I came up with the idea. It just
can the kleptical swipe something on the way out of spite?
All right.
Natural 20. I shit you
All right.
not.
Okay, hold up.
yo.
Roll.
About to make our money back.
D100.
D100.
Mhm.
29.
29. Okay. You get a kind of kitschy looking, like it looks fancy, but then you take a look and it's like kind of cheaply made. It's slightly more expensive than the necklaces that you got. It's like a brooch. It's got the bust of the king on it, and it's got these like sparkly red things that aren't really rubies, but it's not pretty, but it is worth a little bit more than the necklaces you bought.
It's just going in the clamshell. Just
Okay. Alrighty. You have successfully acquired symbols of Didea. And they seem to be made out of like really sturdy shell.
Mm.
All right, lead on, fair person of Didea.
Thank you.
Thomas just like
Elomi's gonna-
reverting to meek and mild orphan.
Yeah.
Orphanness.
You know what it is about the voice? It's like customer service voice. That's what it is. That's why it's giving me this reaction. Follow me, good acolytes. And we're just gonna roll up to oh my god, Fendon. Thank you.
So as you exit the watch market and enter the watch kind of headquarters, you see rows of stone buildings that are all just very plain, matching, kind of rectangular buildings. And then tucked sort of towards the main wall
Before we
of
get
the
there,
city.
I need to cast Disguise Self before we get there.
Same.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, no.
So you cast
yes.
disguise. Yes.
Yes. Oh,
You are heading that way. You can decide now if that's what you're doing.
No, I don't need to cast Disguise Self. That was the old plan. I'm getting confused.
Right. Thauma does,
Okay.
though.
Okay.
And they change into the coloring that Fred had.
The orange and red.
And they give themselves long black hair.
Okay. So you are approaching, you see these buildings are sort of tucked against the northern sort of area, part of this little courtyard. Courtyard is the word I'm looking for. Right in the middle is a large building, also very plain stone. It's a few stories and seems to be kind of like a central building. And then again, like I was saying, sort of on the... I'm really bad at directions, have you noticed? On the western side, closer to the wall, but there are some buildings behind it, is a large black building that says Fendon across the front. There are guards goddamn everywhere. Every fucking where.
Has Elomi done this service before? No? Yeah, okay.
You've only heard about other people doing it. I would say make a history check to see how much you recall from people talking about it.
Yeah. Actually quite good at history, I hope. Yes.
Cael is in the annex of Fendon, right?
Yes.
Particularly the annex. That's like the specific area that we need to get to.
Oh, I rolled a 10. Yes.
A 10? You don't remember much. You remember people complaining a lot about it. That generally they go in pairs, and lots of like listening to the sins of the blah blah blah.
I meant like, did they need to report to someone to be like, hey, I'm checking in, or can they just go in and be like, hi, I'm here to deliver services, and the guards are like, yeah, go ahead.
With a 10, you don't recall.
Yeah. Sure.
Just tell them you've never done
Yeah,
this
we can just go.
hard before, but
We can just go straight to Fendon then, and if they tell us that there's another requirement to meet, then we can just go to that building. You know, like new students at a university.
yeah.
Okay. So you head straight to Fendon. It is a kind of overbearing black building. It's not as tall as the building in the center, but it's like wider, and it's got windows, but they're very narrow, and there's bars like everywhere. It's a prison. And there is a front door, like these like iron doors, and 2 guards standing in front of them, or floating in front of them.
Good fellow Mur in the light of Daidea. We came here to deliver the word of Daidea to the poor inmates here who have lost her light. Is there anything that we need? Sorry, my brain's everywhere.
Can I see your order papers?
Order papers? Oh, the High Priestess did mention that, didn't she? Ah, shrimp. Pardon me, young acolytes.
Excuse me?
Oh boy.
Where's your order papers?
I don't have them. I forgot which building to go to. This is actually part of my penance, and I'm trying to guide these prospective acolytes to see if they would like this line of work.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Be nice to me.
Well, I thought they rolled a 20. They did not.
19 plus 4 is 23.
Okay. He kind of like looks you over and is like, well, I don't understand how you managed to get this far without them. Normally the priestess gives them to you, but you might be able to ask in that building if you're on the roster. And he gestures to the large building.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the trouble. We'll be right back. And Lomi's gonna... I also hate doing the voice, guard. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's not ideal.
Yeah. But it sounds like we should be able to get it from that main building over here.
All right.
I should just... Well, maybe it's best if we don't get separated for now.
Agreed. All right, let's try the main building.
Okay. This building has just two, like a simple double door, and no one standing outside of it.
All right. Is there like a reception inside, or is it just?
Yep. Right as you go inside, there's a desk right inside the door, and then like a little gateway just inside, just past the desk. And there are people kind of milling about, and there's a receptionist. And she looks up and says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Oh, hi. We actually needed to get an order form for, delivering prayers to the inmates. I think that Sister Latura must have forgotten to hand me mine. I was here with these two potential acolytes, and I wanted to show them exactly what it is that's done here.
Ow!
Oh my God, are you okay?
I'm okay.
They warned us that might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh yeah, I don't think you were in the video chat yet. Yeah, I moved wrong. It's okay. Continue.
We're recovering, and
Okay.
there is pain. Make a persuasion check again.
That would be a 15.
It's the wrong season for acolyte training in the prison. And Sister Lotor has never sent anyone here without order papers.
Oh my goodness.
Are you sure you're on the right duty?
I'm sure. I think that she might have just gotten busy with the... You know what it is? It's... One of our priestesses went missing during the return from the surface. So they're probably all...
Oh, I am very aware.
They're probably in a tizzy about that. That's probably why.
Do you have information about that?
Unfortunately, no. I just work in and around the city, you know?
I don't know how to help you if you don't have order papers.
I didn't catch that, Amber. What was that?
Oh, sorry. I don't know how to help you if you don't have order papers.
Okay, I'll go back and...
The guard... Excuse me, I'm sorry. The guard said there was a roster. Maybe we're on that, we just don't have the papers.
She leans down and pulls out a book and is kind of rifling through it.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And
make a sleight of hand check first.
plus 8. 22.
What?
22.
22.
And it'll just say Daedea Priestess plus 2 acolytes, no names.
So she's flipping through, trying to get to the right section. Make a perception check, Thauma.
My perception's only a 6.
6?
Yeah.
Cool. So as you are going to cast the spell, the gateway just inside the door is just like pretty much right next to you, starts glowing a little bit, kind of like a really faint grayish kind of glow to it, and there's some guards inside it, and they say, "Oh, excuse me, is someone casting a spell?" And that kind of starts heading towards you.
What?
She said, "Are you?"
Elomi's gonna.
Is one of you casting a? There's no spell casting allowed within the building.
I don't even know how to do spells.
I'm sorry. I just noticed a tear in one of my robes, so I did mending really quick. I'm so sorry. I wanted to get one of my chores done while I was out.
Both of you make a deception check.
Nine.
You say 9?
Please, I like this die. All right. What is 7? No. No?
Oh God, no.
No!
Crap!
Okay, no, hold on. Hold on. Let me just verify. Okay, that is what I rolled. So the thing glowed, someone is coming over and you start telling this story. She looks at you kind of skeptically and looks up and down and sort of shrugs and waves off the other guard. And then glances down and goes, what is it that you had written? That you said used minor illusion to say where it was written?
Didea Priest.
Yeah,
And
Priest of Didea and 2 acolytes.
She goes,
or prospective acolytes, or I don't remember my exact wording.
I suppose there you are. Fine. She pulls out a scroll and hands it to you because they both rolled a natural 1.
Oh, thank fuck.
I was like, we've got one way to get into prison.
Like, they're not getting out of this. They're fucking...
I thought we were toast.
Oh, man.
I even was like, this one's really hard to read, and so I was like, okay, maybe that's a set. No, it's a 1. 2.
Oh.
These dice really like you guys.
Yeah.
Whew.
I like these guys.
She hands you.
Leo feels lightheaded.
Scroll. Wonderful. She hands you a scroll and says, so just since you're clearly not aware, there's no spell casting allowed in this building, and there's no magic of any kind allowed to be on your person. So if you have any magical items, they will need to be checked at the door. Thank you.
Of course.
Bye.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
And that's, I think, where we need to call it for today.
Oh, my head is dizzy too, Leo.
Leo's staff of striking is magical.
I'm dripping in stress sweat.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
I felt my heart catch in my chest. I was like, oh. Oh.
Wow, that was some luck.
Both good and bad.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, next time we are playing is going to be December 26th with 6th for US folks, because the 25th is Christmas. So I'll be busy eating pie, probably, in my pajamas.
Pie's good.
It's very good.
So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Soph Sundries for our wonderful city map, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for watching.